Hey guys, GH. Welcome to practice too. Yeah. Stormy, overcast. But I think we'll get the video in. Okay, yesterday's video, and this is a follow on from yesterday. Yesterday I was just espousing and extolling the virtues of the narrow stance and the positioning of the weight in one place, so to speak, from the outset. And that is that we don't have to move the weight that's positioned forward of centre or forward of the trail side to the trail side on the backswing, because it's already in position. Pretty simple formula really, and quite a departure from traditional golf swing. Now there clearly is a familiarisation and confidence building period with the balance factor, with the horizontal and vertical centres of gravity, because they are changing. The support base for them is nowhere near as big as it was. I mean, here it is before. I'd be hard pressed to be pushed over from there. In here I'm going to be just as balanced, but the emphasis on where I put the pressures, guys, and I think that's important today, that we go through that. You know, normally with a conventional stance where we're over here, pressure factors are sort of, you know, randomly positioned on the outside of the legs or whatever. We don't really give it much thought. We just sort of feel ourselves into balance. But when you come in here with the new channel lock narrow stance, I feel the pressure is really going inwards. Really going inwards like that. Like it's almost like a cone effect. A sort of moulding together or meshing together cogs in a wheel. If I had cogs on my legs here, they would be coming in and trying to mesh together. That's how I'm formulating the pressure with the reduced stance, or the reduction of width in the stance. I'm concentrating the effort and the pressure in a different format and in a different place. So what do I feel? What do you feel, JH? When I set up in here, because predominantly it's like 95% here. I mean, I could just lift that foot so easily. And I'm basically sitting here, guys. I'm just sitting in here. That's how I feel. I don't feel like, as I said on yesterday's video, if I could unzip this side and throw it away, if I didn't need this lead arm, I wouldn't use it, because it's now posing no relationship of thinking for me. I don't think about it at all. It's all about this trail side, and almost as if I had a stake going straight down through the trail shoulder, thigh, into the ground, and I'm just going to move around that. That's all I want to do. So I don't want to move the weight side to side. I just want to turn it. I just want to rotate it. Now in any golf swing, even though we're moving weight from one side to the other, we are rotating clearly. If you didn't rotate, you couldn't move the golf club. And the golf swing is arc-like. And even with channel lock, we're in the channel here. This is where we want to be. But we still have to have rotation of the body to get in that channel. I can't get the club in there without rotation. I still have to rotate the body, and particularly the shoulders. And as I've said in many videos, and I tend to reiterate every couple of videos about the actuality and reality of swinging the club straight back in the channel. Now when I do that in a demonstration, it's clearly a straight line back there in the channel. Now it doesn't happen that way in the golf swing, which I've mentioned ad nauseum before in the other videos. I know, probably 50 times. It's very much an intention and a feeling of that intention, and the acuteness of that feeling. The acuteness of the attention, or of the intention, is that the club goes there. That's the acuteness of the intention. The reality is it will probably go there. But guys, it doesn't go there. It never goes there. It goes there. That is my intention all the time. To push the club down, to pressure it down, and to take it rearwards. This is the intention. It's a rearwards, outwards action. It's not a backwards, forwards, or sideways action. It's rearwards, outwards. Now clearly, you wouldn't take the club as severely as that and bring it in as severely as that because you hit the ball straight over there. And all we want to do in channel lock, guys, is, and again, I have to keep reinforcing, because it ain't that hard, guys. You just have to have your shoulders closed when you hit the golf ball, and you have to swing into out across the target line. Whatever that amount of into out is purely and simply individual. It's up to you. I think mine at the moment's about probably, feeling I'm normally about 7 or 8 degrees. With a conventional swing at the moment, I'm probably 12 degrees into out, and I've probably got 5 degrees shut down on my club face relative to the path. My face is straight at the target, but the path is there. So I've got a compensator where I'm basically going to start the ball right at the target line all the time and then just draw it back. So guys, with the how small is the stance width now, JH? What is it? What's the measurement? I don't know what it is yet, guys. It's very much a feeling. It feels quite narrow. If I look at that there, that's about, be lucky to be 6 inches. It feels like that. And what it does, guys, clearly what it does is it enables me to get into that backswing very easily because I'm already predisposed. I'm here. I don't have to come from there to here. I'm here. Keep saying this, guy, but I'm already here. I don't have to go from anywhere else to get to here. Where do I feel the pressure points in this golf swing? Clearly they're on the inside. If I had a watermelon in there or a balloon, I'd really be trying to burst that balloon or squash the watermelon. I'm pretty strong in the thighs, but I don't think I could squash a watermelon. But my intention would be to do that. So there's my pressure points. Where's the other pressure point? Very much on the back of the trail foot, in the heel. Very much pushing down. It's always vertical pressure, guys. The whole emphasis of this golf swing in the backswing is to pressure down on that trail side. Don't let it roll to the rear. We don't want to take the club and roll with it. This here never moves. This is our buttress for our rotation. But the thinking should be now is just about rotation, not about shifting weight, because the weight's already there. All we want to do is just rotate that mass. Now, I said that there's an acclimatization period for getting used to the new balance factor and the narrowness of the stance. It only took me about 20 or 30 golf balls in that first day. It really did, guys. The next day it was just automatic pilot. I still feel a little bit vertically challenged in terms of side to side or backwards and forwards balance. I don't mean that I feel short or shortish. I mean that I feel the integrity of my vertical balance factors are not as good as they were with the wider stance, but that's only a feeling. In reality, it doesn't reflect that in the striking of the golf ball. It doesn't reflect that at all. And the other point, guys, that really, and a couple of guys here yesterday saw me hitting the ball. They said, JH, what is really evident is that having the narrow stance and being, pretty close to the golf ball, and knowing that you can't go, to use Thomas Slagle's terminology that he put in a post today, you can't go thrashing the club or yourself at the golf ball. The guys are saying that to me, I just look like I'm maintaining my height. Great, I'm just staying in position. There's no up, down, no bobbing, nothing. I'm just staying there. And I guess that happens, guys, because I know that if I start moving that mass around or driving or thrusting or thrashing it, it's going to compromise my vertical balance, because my base for my balance is not very wide. So the good thing is that having the narrow base really makes you unconsciously cognizant of the need to swing your arms and not move your body, not move the support system of your arms. Because as soon as you move the body and all that mass, it's tough on a small base of support for that mass. So unconsciously you'll get sort of a kinesthetic feedback process going on where it's basically telling you to just stay still and swing your arms. And that's what I very much feel. I just hit a couple of shots. Now look how narrow that stance is, guys. Now guys, first shot of the day, and look at this, guys. Oh, that's a great shot. It just didn't move an inch. Look at this, guys, just contained. Again, one of the tenets of channel lock is that we don't want to rotate on the downswing. It will happen as a matter of course because there's mass coming through with velocity, but we don't want to. As a thought, we want to finish like that. We want to be channel block instead of channel rotation. Now that's the first shot of the day, and that's a perfect golf shot. And I mean precision perfect. Perfect flight. We've got a pretty strong left to right wind here. That's just held this line, never moved, and it was right in the centre of the club. Now the stance is quite narrow. Try and get dead on. Now I know I cocked that trail foot out a little bit, splay it out a bit. Now that'll look like the ball's forward because I splayed my foot out. But if I bring the foot forward, you can see that it's still on the trail foot or behind it. But as soon as I splay it out, to get that little bit of rotation, it looks like it's a bit further forward. But it's clearly not. Now guys, there's a Xerox copy of the first one, and look at this. Now that's a very short, tight golf swing for the first couple of shots. That's the most I'll get here. I won't get over here, and I won't get here. The club will always be contained and maintained within the confines of that triangle of a structure with the shoulders and the arms. See if I can get right on square to the camera. They're just perfect shots. And again, guys, you can see there's no gouging with this golf swing. It's very shallow. And the club gets on the ball very early. See if I can get a little bit more square on. Now that's pretty narrow, that swing, that stance. And what it does, guys, is it really does give you more opportunity and propensity dynamically to keep the trail foot down. Because you're not driving off that trail foot because you feel if you do that you'll fall over. Or you'll throw yourself way out of balance. A lot of rain last night, guys. The ground here is really wet, and I'm deliberately not swinging with the spikes on because I don't want my spikes to give me the balance factors or the lack of or more traction. I want to have no spikes so that when I get into my spikes it's going to be easy. or my rubber spikes. That's a fantastic shot, that. Now guys, I got to tell you, I haven't, since the first day I started channel lock, from the very first shot I hit with channel lock, I haven't hit a ball over here. I haven't dragged a shot. And I keep reiterating the reason why that doesn't happen. Guys, you can't drag the ball around, if you're right-hander, left of the target line. If your shoulders are closed at impact, you just can't do that. When my shoulders are there, guys, the club's got to track there. It can't track there. I dislocate my shoulders or my elbows and my wrists. You can't do that. This is the only thing that controls the path of the golf clubs, the shoulder girdle, nothing else. You can have your feet open. Bill Phillips mentioned it this morning in a really good basic explanation, but I've said it many times before as well. The only thing that controls the path of your golf clubs going into the ball is the shoulder girdle, because the arms are attached to the shoulders. They're not attached to your thighs, your knees or your feet. So you can have your feet wherever you like. Now what I've got, guys, in terms of my feet, I've actually got, you know, I got my trail foot back probably, I don't know, 6 inches from my lead foot, and I'm just standing like that, like a little duck, like a little bit Charlie Chaplin, a little bit duck-toed or splay-footed. Can't hit the ball left, guys. You'll never ever hit it left as a right-hander. And if you can incorporate, okay, I'm hitting a few shots, guys, because I'm trying to build it in myself. But if you can incorporate the ready code in there as well, you're going to really be cooking with gas. Like that. Okay, there's no pause there, but there's a thought process where I think I want to pause. There's no movement on the ball. I've actually lost the draw that I used to have. It's just a dead straight ball flight. I mean, just totally dead straight. Guys, really, those balls, you can't see them, but they're exactly the same shot every time. There's no movement. There's a hard left to right wind. They're just holding their line. They just don't move. Now what I very much feel now is my emphasis on the acceleration right here to the second ball. It's not here. My emphasis is over here, and that takes a lot of the hit out of the shot. I'm really, my object ball is really not in play. I'm firing the club at it, but I'm really not trying to hit it. I'm trying to hit another ball out there. The second ball, as Byron Nelson used to call it. And you'll get a little bit of chicken wing post impact, guys. I try to do that deliberately because I want to get channel block. I know that if I'm here post impact, that I've done a good job at impact. I've been in this position here at impact if I've got that. I don't want to get here and have the club roll over there, because if it's rolling over there after impact, it's wanting to roll over there before impact. So I'm trying to eliminate that as a process. Okay, see if we can really do a good job on this. That's a pretty narrow stance, guys. I'll see if I can just, now that I've freed up a little bit, see if I can make that longer backswing that I want because of the narrow stance. Wow, that felt longer. It probably wasn't longer, but there was, see that just goes so much further. That's a full club longer with just that little more intention of thought. I mean, that was quite, you know, quite rocket fuel based right there. Yeah, the trail foot hardly comes up at all. And when I really get my thinking sorted out, where I've got lots of vertical down, it won't come up at all. Okay, see if I can make I might mishit this, guys, because I'm actually going to try and turn quite a lot. Just rotate a lot. Wow, I'd like to hit it that bad all the time. Wow. That was a bit scary on the balance, but gee, the shot was fantastic. And it probably doesn't look much different, guys, but the intent is huge. Come on, Jake. That's the best shot I've ever hit since I've been on channel lock. No question. Now that's all I've got to work on now, is just taking advantage of that narrow swing and lengthening or increasing the amount of rotation in the backswing. That's all I've got to do. That was just a fantastic goal shot for me. And that was a more fantastic shot. Guys, I'm getting this. I'm really getting this. And my brain is starting to really build its confidence levels enormously. I mean, that was an extraordinarily good shot for me. I'm actually seeing the club hit the ball sometimes, which is amazing. They're all like 10-yard circle. I'm actually seeing the club on the ball, guys. I see that Srixon name on it, and it's there, and then it just disappears. Okay, one last shot, and we'll see if I can really turn this trail side. Just rotate. Moving without going anywhere. I mean, I just cannot believe this. I mean, that absolute ballistic straightness of the shot. They just don't move. It's almost like they've got rifling on the ball, that they do that. Hit another one. I'm going to try and turn a lot, so I may mishit this. Wow. Gee, that's long. That's long for old JH. And some people have asked, are you losing distance? I've picked up distance, and I've picked up height. And for some of the guys, they keep asking, some people keep asking, is the shot lower? It'll only go lower, guys, if you put shaft angle on and you take loft off. But if you start like I do, with the proper loft on the golf club, you won't hit it any different to you normally do, providing you don't get in front of it. Just a fantastic shot. Okay, guys, there's just some points today. If I can get the sun, it's very cloudy though. I might give a few down the line shots, and see what that looks like. Yeah, they were great shots, weren't they? Fantastic.